beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. It's certainly lovely to have you with me today, and I am sending you angel blessings from Australia, and I hope that you're going well today. I know some of the energies have been difficult, and I know some twin flames have been struggling, and so I've kind of got an urgent message for you today, because I want you to not lose hope, okay? And as you know, as I'm talking now, there's a cat meowing, and that's a synchronicity. So I want you to take a few deep breaths with me now, with the intention of getting the messages you need today, okay? So do it at your own pace. You don't have to do it with me, but if you want to, you can. I just want you to connect with your source, your creator, whoever that is for you. It might be God, Buddha, Allah, or someone else, okay? Alright, so the first important urgent message I want to give to you today is that because of the world situation at this time, there is a lot of negative energy around, okay? So I'm going to give you a metaphor today so that you can understand this concept a little bit better, and then I'll do a reading as well, okay? So so most of you will already know that you need to stay in an unconditionally loving spot, or place of being, okay? So if this is you and you're pure, all right, imagine you're pure. I want you to understand that for right now, the energies in the world, okay, are a little bit dirty, let's say, okay? So here we go. Oh wow, what card is that? It's alright, I thought it was the devil. I was going to be like, oh no, not that one. Alright, so, here you are in the world trying to be as pure as you can, as loving as you can, as kind as you can, as awesome as you can. And then if you watch the news, if you go on social media, if you hang around with low vibrational people, your purity can literally be covered in all of this stuff, and so you kind of can lose yourself, especially if you're an empath, especially if you feel the energies. It can feel quite intense, and you can get headaches, you can perhaps feel off balance. Some of these symptoms are also ascension symptoms as well, okay? So what's going on is that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you, and your purity and your beauty is needed in this world at this time, okay? So I want to give you an example, another example which will maybe help you understand. But if you are being unconditionally loving and kind and trying to vibrate higher, in a fifth dimensional consciousness when compared to a third dimensional consciousness, let's say, you will literally be the light, okay? And if you can imagine, moths are attracted to the light, okay? So other people who are low vibrational are attracted to your light, okay? And what can happen is you can feel very weighed down by all of these heavier energies. And, the denseness of the third dimensional consciousness on top of a fifth dimensional consciousness can weigh you down. Okay, so this is important for the divine masculine and for the divine feminine to understand. This concept is very important. Okay, so I want you to understand that you need to continually make yourself pure again, if that makes sense. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we go about keeping ourselves clean? Okay, I'm going to give you 6 tips for helping you stay high vibrational. Okay, the first one, I've already made a mistake. Hang on. Let me start again. All right. Okay, so I want you to imagine that you're in a movie, all right? And you know that you're in a movie, so you're an actor, okay? And it's a big blockbuster film, and in this film, what's going to happen is there's going to be literal aliens and monsters, and you're going to be that character that's, sees the aliens or the monsters for the first time and begins to scream and start running away, okay? Just for fun. Harry gave me that idea because he's so clever, all right? So imagine you're in that movie and you see the monster and you see the alien, and, the director says, okay, when I say go, you need to scream. Okay, so you're looking, and there they come, and you're like, ah! I'm not going to actually scream, because the neighbours, my neighbours might think something's wrong, or that I'm crazy, so we don't want that, okay. Alright, so if we use this metaphor as an example, as to what's going on around in the world at this moment, because it does seem really far-fetched, and really out of this world, and really kind of, batshit crazy, as I say, right? So I want you to understand, I'm not trying to say that we're literally in a movie, although sometimes with what's going on in the world, it does kind of feel that way. But if you were the actor in the movie, you know that those monsters aren't real. You know that those aliens aren't real. These are just things to make you feel fearful, and kind of, for the movie goers, right? Because they're going to end up watching it, okay? But you know that after you've done the scream and the director says cut, you can go off and, back into your trailer, and have a nice cup of tea and go, oh, that was a good scene, okay? So my point number 1 is, despite what's going on around you, I want you to stay in unconditional love. Okay, despite, grandma showing up at your house uninvited with, the worst cake you've ever eaten in your life. Does that actually happen anymore? Oh dear. Despite, I don't know, Uncle Frank calling you at midnight because he didn't know how to remove his dentures or something, just crazy stuff that goes on in family and work life. Maybe your boss yelled at you about something really ridiculous and you couldn't believe it, or whatever it is. I want you to stay in unconditional love, okay, and realize that these people around you, okay, who are perhaps not awake yet, spiritually awake, don't understand the concept of remaining in your heart space, okay. Point number 2, very important. This is the hardest one to do. This is the hardest one, and Harry agrees with me. Put your mind or your ego in the corner, okay. If Sally from accounting pissed you off last week, understand that she's not at the same level of consciousness as you. She's in third dimensional consciousness, and you're trying to stay in fifth dimensional and above consciousness, okay? Which is literally a mindset, okay? So I want you to put your mind and ego in the corner, okay? If someone's coming at you in a weird kind of way, and crossing your boundaries, you can say, look, I'm not, in the mood to talk about that right now, or you can walk away, instead of entertaining that third dimensional consciousness and having an argument or being judgmental or whatever it is, okay? So that's point 2. Physically, if you could physically grab your brain and put it in the corner and say, look, I'm not speaking to you until I need to solve a problem, then you can keep your heart space open, okay? My messy writing's really messy today. So number 3, I want you to keep your heart space open. Even if Sally from accounting pissed you off, even if grandma, brought the worst cake you've ever eaten, and you just, you thought she was trying to poison you. Some people are really bad at cooking, including me. So, that she's not really trying to do that. She's just made a really bad cake, all right? Harry's laughing at me. Actually, he's poking his tongue out at me, which is very unusual, isn't it? Right, so when you keep your heart space open, despite people being rude to you or judgmental of you or whatever it is, right, you can still give them love, and you're still open to receiving love from other people who actually deserve to be around you, okay? The reason why we do this, the reason why we don't close off our heart and go F you, right, is because it actually hurts us to do that. And when you're in a higher dimensional consciousness, you understand that these people just don't understand that they need to be unconditionally loving. And that's the new world we're trying to create as twin flames, okay? So keep your heart space open. If someone crosses your boundary, just say, oh, I don't really like that you said that, but I still love you and I forgive you, okay? You can still forgive them for doing wrong by you, okay? Because if you think someone's done wrong by you, you're in your ego anyway, and we're trying not to be in our ego. Doesn't mean you can't have boundaries and walk away and say, look, I'm not going to put up with that. That's totally fine. But don't close off your heart. Because when you start closing off your heart, this is when sadness and loneliness occurs. And a lot of twin flames are already lonely within their twin flame journey, especially if they're in separation. Okay, and when you close your heart space off to others, guess what? You're also closing off your heart space to your twin flame. So don't do that. Never, ever, ever do that. Okay? Number 4. Hold your own frequency. Hold your frequency like it's all that matters. Okay? Your soul has a frequency of its own. Okay? And of course, you are made up of a mind, a physical body, an emotional center, and a chakra center. Okay? So what you need to do is to keep all of these, all of them, healthy. Okay? So you need to remain mentally healthy, spiritually healthy, emotionally healthy, and you also need to take care of your chakras. Okay, so when you hold your frequency, your own frequency, stop worrying about everything outside of yourself just for a moment and say, look, my body needs a shower right now. My body needs some fruit and vegetables right now. My body needs a warm cup of tea right now. My mind feels exhausted from doing all of that work right now, so I might go and take a little quick nap. Okay. Emotionally, I'm feeling sad, so what do? I decide, because it is a choice, to be unconditionally loving and open up my heart chakra, despite what's coming at me. Can still have boundaries, but that way I'm going to allow love in and out, in and out. Okay, it's like the infinity symbol, in and out, constant love. You give it out, then it comes back in. You give it out, it comes back in. Number 5. Very important, this one. Harry's agreeing with me. You attract what you are. Right? You attract what you are. So, if you're being bitchy, chances are someone around you is going to be bitchy to you. It might not happen today, it might happen next month, because we live in a dense physical reality. Okay. Some people would call it karma, but I'm not going to call it that, because I don't believe that it's exactly that. But I believe if you're putting a certain frequency out, then you will attract that back in. So guess what? If you want love, be loving. If you want kindness, be kind. If you want peace, be peaceful. If you want harmony, be harmonious, etc., etc., etc. It also works on the other frequency. If you're being angry, you will attract angry things into your life. If you are being annoying, maybe that's one I'm good at. If you're being annoying, you will attract annoying things back into your life. If you're being negative, you will attract negative things into your life. So your frequency actually becomes the most important thing that you maintain. And of course, your frequency is tied to your soul. Okay. Number 6. These are all important, but this is really, 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 really important. Number 6 is connect to your creator, whoever that is for you. If it's God, it's God. If it's Buddha, it's Buddha. If it's Allah, it's Allah. Right? Whoever it is for you, you may just be spiritual, but connect with that source energy. You know, close your eyes. And if you pray, then you can pray. If you meditate, you meditate. If you, I don't know, have some other spiritual practice that you do to connect with source energy, do that. Okay, but I need you to do that at least once a day. At least once a day. Because that's who created you in the first place. Okay. And that energy comes from the universe, and it's infinite. And what does infinite mean? Infinite means that there is an endless supply of all of those beautiful energies like love and freedom and nurturing. Everything you want to get from your twin flame actually comes from Creator, because the Creator, whoever that is for you, made your twin flame. Okay. So, as you connect to your Creator, I'm really bad at drawing, so I'm warning you now. If you haven't been here before and this is the first time you've seen my bad drawings, then you're going to be laughing in a minute. Alright. So let's say your creator's Harry. It's not Harry, of course. But if it was, and here's Harry, God, Allah, Buddha, whoever it is for you. Here are the twin flames, and as they look to the Creator beams down this beautiful energy back. Right? So it's kind of like a pyramid, One twin flame gives love to the other twin flame gives love to the other. The creator's giving love. And the energy that you get from the creator, you give to your twin flame. The energy this twin gets from the creator, they give to the twin flame. So it's this beautiful pyramid of constant source energy. Okay. And also, if you're looking up sacred geometry, you'll see that the pyramid becomes, a very important shape. Just as all of the chakras have shapes too. You can look those up and Google those. Chakras are very, very important. Alright, there's actually a whole bunch of triangles within the chakras. Okay, I'm just looking at my chart now. The root chakra has a triangle in it. I think they all do. Yeah, they've all got triangles in them. The 7 major chakras. Alright, so this is really important. And this is an urgent message for all twin flames, because some of you are coming down into your ego, into your mind space, and it's not helping your journey, because you can't, if you're shutting off your heart chakra, you can't give your twin the love that they desire, I guess you could say, and vice versa. Alright, so even, if you're shutting Aunt Betty out, if you're like, no, not speaking to Aunt Betty anymore, she's a bitch, la la la, right? And you're closing off your heart, you're also closing off your heart to your twin. Alright, so you need to open your heart and say, okay, Aunt Betty was rude, and it wasn't good that she was rude, but I forgive her and I love her anyway. So forgiveness is part of staying in unconditional love. And for goodness sake, forgive yourself too. Everyone needs to forgive themselves. If you've done wrong things, you've done wrong things. Forgive yourself. Right, so number 1, stay in unconditional love. And forgiveness is key here. Forgive yourself, forgive others. Not everyone's awake, or not everyone understands the same concepts as you. Number 2, put your mind or your ego in the corner. Get rid of it until you need it for problem solving. Number 3, keep your heart space open regardless of what's going on around you, regardless of the world situation, regardless of Aunt Betty calling you a name at the Christmas party last year. Alright. Okay. Number 4, hold your frequency. Hold your frequency. This includes your mind, your physical body, your emotional center, okay, your chakras, and your soul. Number 5, remember that you attract... Oh, I didn't write that one very well. Sorry. Number 5, you attract what you are. Okay? So if you're being bitchy... bitchiness is going to show up in your life. If you're being judgmental, guess what? Judgmental people, places or situations will show up in your life. If you're being unkind, you'll attract that to you. And it might not be tomorrow, but sometime in your future, that's what will happen. That's the law of the universe. Right? If you imagine your energy beaming out into the universe, and let's say for an example it's love, 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 and it kind of, if you imagine that it hits the sides, it'll come back to you. Okay, so just imagine with me. I'm not saying that there's sides, like an actual I don't know, what was that movie, was it called The Dome or something, where, everyone's going about their own business in a little country town, just going about their everyday lives, and then all of a sudden this dome came down on top of them and they didn't know where it came from. So if you imagine that there's an imaginary dome and you're sending out your frequency and it hits the wall of the dome and it comes back to you, whatever you're sending out, okay? It's just easy to kind of think of this in the mind, so then you can understand it better. All right. Then number 6 is connect to your creator. And when you do this, you also are giving yourself enough energy to be able to give love to your twin flame. And this love should always be unconditional. And why should it always be unconditional? Because they are you. At the end of the day, you are the same soul. So this is very important. Alrighty, let's do a divine masculine check-in while we're here. And a divine feminine check-in while we're here. Wow, we're already ready to go. Okay, divine masculine has been overthinking karmic situations around him. The only thing keeping him going is knowing, well, excuse me, he has some tough energy to get rid of. The only thing keeping him going is knowing that his twin flame loves him very much. So if you are a divine feminine, wow, I nearly want to cry. I nearly want to cry because divine masculine really needs your strength at this time. Wow. Wow. Whoa. Their energy has been muffled. They feel like they've been muffled in the world. There is great news coming for divine masculine soon. Great news about money. They may even receive some sort of inheritance or some wealth and success coming their way. Some of them are using pharmaceutical drugs to like Advil or something like that to feel better. Okay. So yeah, divine feminine, divine masculine needs you at this time. I really feel like I want to cry for them. Okay. Let's see what's going on with divine feminine. Okay, she feels betrayed. Many of the divine feminine feel betrayed at this time because the divine masculine has only been able to offer something small. Okay, but his world was turned upside down. And so divine feminine is also kind of mirroring this feeling. She feels like she's been turned upside down. She's like, where is he? Have I done something wrong? Is it something I've done? She's kind of guilt tripping herself. And this is where hold your own frequency becomes important. In fact, all of these 6 things become important. I'm going to read them again. So this is for divine masculine and feminine. Both of you need to stay in unconditional love and forgive yourself and others for their wrongdoings. Okay? Forgiveness is key. Some people are not coping at this time in this current world situation. It's a very difficult time. And, I showed you that white sheet at the beginning, and it's like these negative energies stick to that. You can feel the energy. Alright? Put your mind or your ego in the corner. If the news is making you mad at this time, turn it off. Turn it off anyway. Why would you want to even watch it? You need to realize that your frequency depends on what you give it. Listen to high vibrational music. Listen to uplifting talks. Listen to things that make your heart space remain open. Number 3 is keep your heart space open. Okay, you only hurt yourself when you shut off your heart. And then you disallow your twin flame to come in. Because they can also feel the block. It's like a stop sign, and they kind of go, oh, okay, I can feel that their energy's off. Okay. Number 4, hold your frequency. If you need a nap, take a nap. If you need food, have some food. If you need a bath, have a bath. If you need to just take the day off of work, take the day off of work. Hold your own frequency. Look after your mind, your body, your soul, and your emotional center. Of course, also look after your soul. Number 5 is you attract what you are. So if you're being naughty, you're going to attract naughtiness. So stop it. Harry's saying stop it. Number 6, connect to your creator. Okay, there is infinite energy from your creator, whoever that is for you. Okay, pray more if you want to pray more. Meditate if you want to meditate more. You know, make time for this. Make time for this. What does divine masculine want to say to the feminine? Because he's hurting. He's been hurting. Needs a big hug right now. Okay, good. Good. Alrighty. He's saying, I want to travel towards you. I'm sorry if it felt like my love was being taken away. I lost my courage. And perhaps I was juggling too much. Some of them are also married or have someone else in their life. Perhaps more than one person that they need to take care of. Family members in particular here. He says, Divine Feminine, I want you to understand I'm still planning to come in. Everything's going to come and turn around. Fortune is heading in our direction. There's a lucky new cycle starting. For some of them, they're having breakthroughs with business or with money coming through. Okay, they also want to say, I'm holding on to the idea of being with you. And that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me going. Wow. Beautiful energy here. Beautiful energy. I'm sorry for going a little bit over time today, but I think it's necessary. Divine Feminine says, are you sure there's not another woman here? Is that why you're not coming in? Are you sure there's no one else? She's freaking out a little bit. She's like, when are you coming in? When are you coming in? When are you coming in? Please come in if you haven't. Yeah, she says, I need you to come in. I need you to come in and be my mentor, my friend. And then she says, I could feel that you were off balance. I could feel that you were juggling too much, you know. And she kind of says, you know, I can feel it when that happens. And I'm a little bit mad with you because it also, your energy affects my energy. You know, that frequency you're putting out, it's making mine ripple. She's also under the dome, right? Okay. So the truth is that the twin flames love each other very much. New lucky cycles coming. The end of depression. Let go of the ego. Letting go of the ego and coming into this creative, beautiful space will bring good fortune and good health. Okay. Closing off your chakras, especially the heart chakra, which will block the other chakras, is no good, because then this can bring illness, this can bring sadness, this can bring loneliness, and you can literally sit in the same cycle for a very long time. You know, that it's like that cycle where a rat just keeps running around in the wheel and it goes never ending, and it's like, why won't my twin flame come in? Why aren't we together? It's this constant cycle. So those 6 points today are really important, and I'm going to call this an urgent twin flame message because I know a lot of you are struggling right now, and you're like, I get countless emails. Why isn't my twin coming in? We've been in separation for such a long time. I don't know why. I don't know why. And of course, I do have my Manifesting Twin Flame Union video available, and this has seen many breakthroughs with twin flames. So if you want to purchase that, please email me, and it will help you greatly. But Divine Masculine's been going through it. Divine Feminine, you need to realize that sometimes when he doesn't come in, it's not because of you. It has nothing to do with you. It's because of karmic cycles going on. And if you be unconditionally loving and support him, then you'll see a difference in him. Because if he feels grounded and supported and nurtured in that loving and receiving energy that Divine Feminine is so graciously wonderful at doing. I feel tongue-tied for some reason. You know what I mean? If you sit in that gracious energy and accept him when he comes in, give him unconditional love when he comes in, then he's more often than not going to come to you when he's got a problem. So it'll benefit the relationship. You know, and this is any relationship. This is even a relationship with your own kids. If they know that you're going to be nurturing and loving when they come to you with a problem, if you've got kids, then they'll tell you everything because they'll feel like they can trust you. All right, and this is very important in the twin flame journey. The Divine Masculine needs to feel like he can trust his Divine Feminine and, you know, tell her anything, and vice versa, of course. All right, so stay in this unconditionally loving energy. I'll get a quick love message before I go. Thank you for staying here if you're still listening. But I think these points were very important today. Write them on the wall if you have to. Okay? Yeah, Divine Masculine says, you are my heaven on earth. You are my heaven on earth. I mean, you can't get much better than that. And then he says, I don't care how hard being together is. Nothing is worse than being apart. These difficult things that he's had to go through in his karmic life, in his third dimensional reality life, have made him understand how important a twin flame journey is to him. Divine Feminine, she responds and says, you mean more to me than you know. When I look into your eyes, I know I have found the mirror of my own soul. Yes, she does know. She knows. And oh wow, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. All right, so the Divine Masculine feels like he needs to say something if he hasn't been coming in a little bit more. So he just wants to ease your mind, Divine Feminine. He says, I'm sorry for hurting you. I never wanted you to feel bad in any way. He also says, sometimes I look at you and wonder how I got to be so damn lucky. And in case you were wondering, Divine Feminine listening today, this is the cracker. If you've stayed with me this long, it's going to be all worth it when you hear this message. Ever since I met you, nobody else is worth thinking about. Wow. And this is such a genuine, beautiful energy. A beautiful, genuine energy from Divine Masculine today. It's just beautiful. Even though he's been going through so much, even though he's been struggling, he still loves his Divine Feminine with all of his heart. It's very, very beautiful. Okay, the soul messages. Divine Masculine says, do you dream about me? I feel like I could pinch myself. Divine Feminine says to her Divine Masculine, look around you right now. That thing you see is a reminder from me. Divine Masculine has one last message. Wow. And this is the most beautiful part of the whole reading right now. It's so genuine. If you could feel, I hope you can feel the genuineness coming from my energy to you through your screen right now, because this is coming from your divine masculine. And it's so very beautiful. He says, I want to make love to you slowly, sensually. For those of you listening today, your divine masculine is in love with you. There is no one else for him. He knows you're the one, and he's very sorry if he's made you wait for him to come back in. Please give him unconditional love and nurturing at this time. Please be there to receive him when he finally does come in, because it should be soon. All right? I'm sending you love, light, and angel blessings from Australia. And very quickly, Harry wants to say, Harry wants to send you a telepathic message. Are you all ready? Are you ready? He says, focus on my eye. Focus on my eye. What is it, Harry? Hang on. What is it? Tell me. Oh, wow. Harry says, I love you, and in case no one told you today, it's a very long message. I love you, and in case no one told you today, you are perfect in all of your imperfections. You are perfect in all of your imperfections. Well, that's very beautiful, Harry. That's very unconditionally loving of you. Okay, and he wants to give you a big kiss. Ready? Mwah. One more. Mwah. Thank you, Harry. Wow, Harry's made a big turnaround, don't you think? I love you all, and I'm sorry for being so long today, but you know, the message I think was relevant. Okay. Bye everyone. Bye.